Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and in this video I'm going to share some information with you on 2 plants and 1 mushroom that all go after the performance, clarity, and function of your beautiful brain. Now the 2 plants are Skullcap and Ginkgo Biloba, and the mushroom is, you might have guessed it, lion's mane. So the information I'm going to share with you is not meant to be medical advice. This is meant to entertain you and educate you only. And it's based on my own experience and it's my own opinion. So please do your own due diligence and your own research when it comes to taking care of yourself and your family using natural herbal remedies. So let's talk about Skullcap first. Now Skullcap is one of those plants that is a perfect addition to your flower garden. It's a perennial plant, it comes back every year, and it's one of those things that adds a beautiful pop of purple flowers to your flower garden. Now the parts of the plant you use are the whole plant. Now most people don't, when they're using it for medicinal reasons, they don't use the root because they want the plant to keep coming back. But you can use the stems, the flowers, the leaves, and you can use the whole plant when you're making your own herbal remedies. Now, Skullcap has a whole list of medicinal benefits, and one of the things I love most about it is that it helps to calm a monkey brain. So it's very good for anxiety, but it doesn't put you in a state of where you feel like you've been drugged a little bit. It basically just helps to calm a monkey brain. In fact, when I was formulating Brain Glow, it was one of the herbs that was in my list of, I started out with 48 plants that I wanted to put in, or at least consider putting in Brain Glow. And when I boiled it down to the 8 that are in it, Skullcap made the cut because it is such a beautiful addition to the other herbs that are in the Brain Glow. But Skullcap is really beautiful on its own. In fact, I know people who make their own Skullcap tincture where it's just a single Skullcap for, like I said, for anxiety. It also is good for relieving menstrual issues for women. It's good to calm the nerves. It's powerful antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, and it's got heart health, neuroprotective benefits. People use it as a sleep aid, and it's also been used for detoxification, which is really cool for so many plants because they not only help digestion, which you'll find in a lot of plants, but they help the natural detoxification pathways, which if you think about your sweating and releasing, like when you release, when you urinate, you release toxins and you detoxify through your urine and your sweat and etc. So a lot of these plants have multiple things they're good for, but I love the neuroprotective benefits of Skullcap. So it did definitely make it into the Brain Glow. And it's in my new book. So these 3 things are all in my new book. And this is one reason, besides the fact that they're good for your brain health, that I wanted to spotlight the 3 of them. Now the next one is Ginkgo Biloba. Now when you do research on this, this is actually a tree. And the part of the plant that you use are the leaves. And this, if you do research, is one of the best researched plants and trees and medicinal properties on Mother Earth. And you'll see that it says in many resources that it's been studied and used for thousands of years. So not just decades or centuries, but literally thousands of years. This is the oldest living tree species that is known to man. So to have some power punch to this and some research and some use over thousands of years is a really beautiful thing. In fact, one of the things that I love about this is that it's actually used and prescribed to people in Europe and in particular in Germany because its benefits and oxygen and circulation and the benefits it does for your brain are so well known. People respond so well. In fact, I actually talked about this in a video I did a couple months ago, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, where I talked about how my long distance vision improved by simply adding just pure Ginkgo Biloba extract, a tincture, to my daily supplement routine. I do Brain Glow every day. It has ginkgo in it as well. But I remember hearing that ginkgo, in tincture form especially, can actually help with long distance vision. Because I know it's good for cognitive function. I know it's good for improving memory and eyesight. And I really didn't know and realize the eyesight piece until I experienced it myself. So I no longer need driving glasses. I still need reading glasses every once in a while. But as far as my long distance vision, it completely turned that around. And what I need to do is probably work on the short distance vision as well, right? So the health benefits of ginkgo in a nutshell are this. Improves cognitive function and memory. It's got powerful antioxidant properties, circulatory benefits. And that's what I love because it improves circulation, not just to the whole body, but specifically to the brain. And when you have a tincture of ginkgo, it can cross the blood-brain barrier, which is a beautiful thing. It also has been shown to improve Alzheimer's and dementia, anxiety and mood improvement, and eye health. So to me, as a person who's now in my early 60s, taking care of my brain is at the top of the list of me taking care of this physical vessel, not just the body, but the brain. So I don't want to just go into my older age with a physically fit body. I want a physically fit brain. And to me, that's why I wanted to focus on this video on these 3 plants in particular. So traditional uses, ancient China has been using ginkgo biloba for thousands of years in traditional Chinese medicine. It was traditionally used to treat ailments like circulatory or respiratory issues, so good for respiratory, poor circulation, and cognitive problems. You know, ginkgo leaf tea, this is easy to get, and a ginkgo tincture is actually really easy to make. I have a video that I'm going to put the link below, a little video that lives on this YouTube channel that actually teaches you how to make a tincture. It's super, super easy. And a lot of it just depends on the strength that you want. How strong do you want it? And that's just something that is easy to make and easy to learn how to make. You need to get the ingredients. It can be a little bit time consuming, but it's really super fun to make your own remedies. And ginkgo, especially if you're past a certain age, and what I would say, it depends on what your goals are, but I actually felt like I needed to start taking something when I was about 50. So to be now where I'm at, 63, to me, this is non-negotiable part of my supplement routine. So thousands of years in traditional Chinese medicine. You can use it in medicinal teas and tinctures, and it also supports longevity. In fact, ginkgo was believed to support longevity and overall vitality, and is often incorporated into a ton of different health tonics. You know, you can find ginkgo in a lot of supplements. Now, I would say from my own experience and my own preference that I would either prefer it in a tea or a tincture for fast absorption, and especially in tincture form so it can cross the blood-brain barrier. So you can actually, most people can grow a ginkgo tree if you have the right climate, the right soil. Just do a little bit of research if the area is right for you, okay? If where you live, you can grow a ginkgo tree. In fact, the leaves of the ginkgo tree are very unique and beautiful, and it can be a very beautiful ornamental tree for your yard. Something I actually have kind of been wanting to do is put a ginkgo tree somewhere in my yard. So maybe next time I jump on here and talk about ginkgo, there'll be a tree in my yard, which would be so much fun, right? Now, the third thing I'm going to talk about, something that's also good for your brain, is lion's mane mushrooms. Now, lion's mane is super easy to grow. It prefers to grow on dead logs, dead trees, but it's got if you look at a lion's mane mushroom, it's got long kind of tendrils with little spores at the bottom, and this is where it pushes out. This is actually where it pushes out the spores, and they go purchase on other dead trees and sides of trees. And not only is lion's mane a really powerful supplement to add to your supplement routine, you can get it in capsule form, you can get it in powder form, but it's also a powerful, delicious culinary mushroom. So you can use it in sauces, you can use it in stews, you can saute it up and use different ingredients and make a really yummy appetizer or even a whole meal out of lion's mane mushrooms. Now, when you cook with lion's mane, it doesn't quite give you the medicinal properties, benefits that it does when you actually use extraction. So a hot water extraction and an alcohol extraction together, that's going to pull the most medicinal properties out of your lion's mane mushrooms. Now the thing I love most about lion's mane is that it stimulates what's called nerve growth factor. So in your brain, in specifically your brain. So think about that, nerve growth factor. NGF, super, super important for keeping your cognitive function, keeping your brain working well. And when you put these together, so what I love to do is I do Brain Glow and I do Lion's Mane. In fact, we have a bundle we call Cognitive Bundle that has your Brain Glow and your Lion's Mane. And to me, this is a really, really easy way to keep your brain sharp. And what I also love is that there's no stimulants in this. And I'm not against a little caffeine here and there with tea or, my thing is I love iced coffee in the summer. And I'm not against, drinking caffeine if that's your jam. But I do believe that it's really, really good to use natural things that don't always give you stimulation, and that from the caffeine. So none of these plants contain caffeine. They all just contain natural plant compounds that protect the brain, stimulate the growth, the nourishment, the support, improve oxygen, improve circulation. And all three of these things are things that you can actually grow yourself if you're so inclined. So I would say do a little bit more research on these three beautiful natural gifts from Mother Nature, those 2 plants and 1 mushroom. And, go pick up a copy of my book. I'm doing shameless plugs every single time now. But Be Your Own Shaman has all 3 of these gifts from Mother Nature in it, where I talk about the medicinal properties, and I also give you preparation methods, where I teach you how to make it into a tincture, make it into a tea, or whatever it is that plant needs to be, and what part of the plant you use, what time of day to collect it. Like, for example, the ginkgo leaf should be collected in the late summer or the early fall before the leaves turn yellow and fall off. So you should harvest the leaves from a ginkgo tree to use when they're still a bright, beautiful green. So I hope this information is helpful. I love these 3 plants, these 2 plants and this 1 mushroom, and their ability to improve the health of our beautiful brain. I think that these times that we're living in are important, they're transformative, and I think that being at the top of our game with our brain functioning and our body functioning is a really, really good thing. So I'd love to know what your experience with any of these are. Were you familiar with all 3 of these? Because I think that lion's mane has gained a lot of attention and popularity the last few years. Ginkgo has been well known by almost every person who loves herbs for a long time, but skullcap might be one of those plants that you're not super familiar with. That would be my best guess if I was to say, okay, what are your favorites? What are you not familiar with? But I'd love to hear if you have any experience with any of these and what they are. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I love the idea of going through these times with the most clarity, the most high cognitive function abilities that we can possibly bring to the table, and getting through these times with just utter brilliance. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.